Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Green Wolf Legacy Online Store. I just came down a flight of stairs, so I'm a little out of breath. But I'm Christian David, your life and money coach, and I teach high earners how to spend their money guilt-free, how to master their finances. And in today's conversation, we're going to piggyback off of what we started on Monday. And if you catch this on the replay, I would like to have your comments about any feedback you're getting from this. Because today I want to really nail down why money feels so hard and how to not feel so hard about money, but to have fun with it. Because money was never supposed to be as painful as it looks like on the landscape of the world. And I want to show you how to do that. I run a community of women who are actually discovering that money is fun. And it's a new concept that I teach, but the ones that like really do the work, they're seeing it. And the ones that are coming in, I see so many different comments of women saying, I could never think that. And some women are saying, yeah, I get what they're saying because she's implementing and seeing it. And so you see the influence there or the compound effect, the community is supporting the idea. And you implement these strategies and money is not hard. It really is not. It's a game of chess, and chess can seem difficult for people who have no idea how to play it. But once you learn, you're like, oh no, this is a game. This is a mind game, right? But it's doable. And I really want to offer you that thought. How could money be easier for you this summer? Because if you watch the live that I had on Monday, I talked about the fact that this is the season where things go up, prices go up, things change. And this is where people experience the most stress because prices are going up. And we think because prices are going up, we need to increase our level of stress. And we don't have to do that. So, one of the things that we talked about was why money doesn't feel good. And especially for a lot of women who tell me that, oh, I don't feel guilty when I spend my money. Yeah, you don't while you're spending. That is never what I'm talking about. Spending your money guilt-free is not in the moment of you spending. It's afterwards, a few days after, a few hours later, or when the credit card bill comes in. I have talked to women who have over 20 credit cards. No one wants to have that many cards. And successful, wealthy people do not have more than 2, max 3 credit cards. You really just need one to do all the things. But if you want multiple because you're running a business for whatever reason, but 20 plus credit cards, trust me, that is an emotional boulder that we need to move. So today I'm going to show you why money feels hard even when you think you're spending on things that you want. Because most of you think you're planning your money, but you actually are not. You're really reacting with a plan attached to it. So remember that moment when you see the flight? We talked about this on the first call on Monday. When you see a flight and you get that excitement, like, oh, this is a really good deal. And then you want to book it. That's where most people stop thinking. But here's what I want to tell you. Vacation is not just a flight ticket. It's not just that moment when you book the flight. So many women miss this part. So think about that for a second. A real plan looks different. You don't just look at the flights when you're thinking about a vacation. You look at the stay, you look at the spending during the trip, you look at what you need before you go on the trip, you look at what happens after you come home from the trip. Maybe you're going to take some time off. Maybe you're going to lose some income if that applies to you. What if you have employees? There's so much more involved in a vacation than just the flight ticket. And a lot of women that come to me, that's all they think about. Like they're gonna go on this extravagant vacation. And sometimes you get a really good deal on the vacation, it's the full package. But there's still more to be considered than just the package of a vacation. There's who you are now that's preparing for the trip. There's who you're going to be while you're on the trip, and then there's who you're going to be afterwards. We need to account for all of that. And you have not spent the time to do that. So you need to build the full picture of what this vacation it really is about. And this is the part that you're missing because you're seeing only this narrow vision of what you're doing. Because once you account for all these details, now you have a number. The next thing you want to do is decide, do I already have this money? Do I need to plan for it? Or how do I fund this on purpose? Listen, this is next level financial confidence. Most people want to skip this part because their brain is going to offer them, oh, that's too much work. Why do you have to go in so many details? We don't have to do all that. Just swipe the card, especially when it's a package. Think about those excursions, those vacations you book, and then it includes everything, right? The stay, the food, excursions, and you tell yourself, oh, this is everything I need, but there's so much more. So your brain is going to offer you, we don't need to sit down and map this out. The people, the vacation people, they've already mapped it out for us. So just swipe the card. So here's the thing. You're either going to do the work up front as a well-planned out woman who takes herself seriously, or you're going to have to deal with the consequences later because the lack of planning is just accumulating lack of organization that you have to deal with at any given time. So what you need to think about here is you need to become the woman who actually uses the shift that is available here. I want to plan this up front because the humming, the noise you have in the back of your head that is creating stress and pressure after you swipe the card comes from the fact that you should have planned it better. And every time you tell yourself, I should have done something, it just creates more suffering. So it's not useful and necessary. So let's think about what's really going on when you're realizing you probably want to plan, but you don't want to. This is why money doesn't feel good for you. Because you're not deciding first, you're reacting. And then you try to clean it up. So say I'm just going to take this example to give you a different picture of what I mean by reacting instead of planning. This vacation thing is one example. Think about this. You may even have a spending, but when you spend outside of that plan, without consulting the plan, you're back to reactive mode. When you created a plan, you thought you were ahead of the game, and you were. That's why we create a plan, so that we make decisions ahead of time. That's really why you calendar your time, you make plans ahead of time, because you want to make decisions, because that allows you to execute better and easier and faster. Okay? So say you created a spending plan, you do have a budget, but you went and swiped the card outside of the budget without consulting the budget beforehand. You went back to reacting. And what I've seen some women do is, in the budget, they have a debt repayment process in there, included in the budget, which is great. They follow that. But then when they're spending money outside of the budget, they're using credit cards. Some of them have opened new credit cards while they're trying to pay down debt. And that money they're opening, they're not including that in the budget. Do you see the mess that is creating here? What this is doing is just allowing you to feel shame and guilt. A lot of the shame that comes attached to money is lack of planning, making decisions ahead of time. And then the shame is so heavy that once it lands on you, it feels so much that you don't even have clarity to pause and realize, how did I even get here? If I ask you how you got here, you will say something really abusive to yourself. Like, I'm so dumb with money. I'm bad with money. I make bad financial investments. I don't know how to manage money. That's what you would tell me. You're not actually going to give me a specific reason why. So this idea of you reacting when it comes to the vacation, it goes way deeper than just swiping your card for a simple vacation. So I want to invite you to think about, where does it show up for you that even though you may plan, you think you're planning, you're still living in reactive mode? Because here's what I want to tell you when it comes to planning ahead of time. Say Okay, so this outfit I'm wearing, right? I wish I could stand up so you could see the whole thing, but I have like pants and this pretty pink shirt and this I don't even know what to call this, but it looks like a jacket sweater thing together. It's look kind of chilly in on this side of the country. This outfit, I didn't necessarily I planned it to wear this week, right? But I've already worn it 2 days in a row, which I absolutely love to do when I find an outfit that I love. I just wear it multiple times. What it does is it saves me mind bandwidth to have to decide a new outfit every single time. And so I consult my plan for the day. I'm like, oh, I'm wearing this outfit today. So by the time it's time for me to get dressed, I don't have to think about things. Now, say I have the plan for this outfit, like this is what I'm wearing today. And then when I get in my closet to wear clothes, I just grab something else. I am remaking decisions that are not necessary. I'm using mental energy that I don't need to when I already have this plan of this outfit. So putting it on, it's like I could be rehearsing this presentation that I'm doing now, like this live, while I'm getting dressed because I don't have to think about what I'm trying to put on. I don't have to think, does it look good? Is it going to work? Because I already planned it. That's what I want to offer you. When you're scrolling and you see something that appeals to your eye. Wow, I hope you didn't hear that. My water is going down. I was gonna say food, but it's not food. I haven't had dinner yet. When you see something that when you're scrolling and you see something you like, I really want to encourage you to slow yourself down. Pause. It's not about how much money you have. You could tell yourself, I can afford it. I do have the funds. That's great. I love that for you. We're not talking about you not being able to afford something or being able to afford it. This is about the relationship you have with yourself. And I think that you get confused thinking because you can afford something, you can just get it. And then you miss that space where you disconnected with your body because you didn't check in with the plans you already, because when you created your plan, let's say you did have a budget, right? You're basically telling your prefrontal cortex is what allows you to create the budget. This is the part of your brain that it has your best interest at heart, that is always looking forward to the future. So planning and organizing your life ahead of time comes from your prefrontal cortex. I call her Penny. Your amygdala, where is your emotion center, where fear is grounded in, and doubt and anxiety and all of the emotions. But fear, anxiety, doubt, these are emotions that the amygdala, which I call Amy, she just throws out like snacks. Like, no, it's hotcakes. Amy throws out fear and doubt and anxiety like hotcakes. That's what she does. That's what a human brain does. So when you plan ahead of time, you're tapping into Penny. Penny wants you to do this because she likes to think about the future, planning, organizing, becoming the highest version of you. And so when you plan, you're basically telling Penny, we're working on this together, girl. We're going to make this happen. And so what happens then? Your brain sends a signal to your nervous system that we're good. Plan is established. Now we just go to execute. Your nervous system is ready to execute. So when you veer off by following what Amy wants, their impulse reactions, emotions, they all come from Amy. And you swipe the card on an unplanned purchase, you think, oh, this is no big deal. I can change my mind whenever I want. But what you don't realize is you didn't consult the other parts of your body who you made the decision with. You just reacted from Amy, but you never tapped into your nervous system like, oh, is this safe to do this? Because what you just created there is distrust. Like, oh, so we don't stick to the plan? We don't check with the plan? You've lowered your level of self-trust just by this simple thing you think is simple. It's not that simple. But what's even simpler for you to recognize is I could just slow down and check in with my plans and realize, wait, do I already have money for this purchase? Or do I want to save money for it? Or do I want to plan for it on purpose? Do I want to be purposeful about this? Because you could realize, oh, I do have the funds, but just let me make sure it's what's happening with the plan. This is honoring yourself, respecting yourself. You deserve, you're a CEO of your life. You deserve some level of respect from yourself. instead of just reacting on impulses. So a vacation is not just a flight ticket. It's not a matter of just, oh, let me book the ticket and what should be set. It's like you really want to plan ahead of time and take care of your emotions and create harmony in your decision-making process. Because at the end of the day, this is exactly why money doesn't feel good. And so money can feel good if you start to honor yourself and honor your word. It really is 100% up to you. So if you want to get to a place where you can spend money and actually feel calm, confident, and in control, and when we're talking about control, this is you being in control of your emotions. That's exactly what I teach in my masterclass, how to spend your money guilt-free. Because a vacation is not just a flight ticket. And your life is not something you figure out later after you've already made the decision. It's something you lead. So to join me live on my masterclass, so I can walk you through the process you can use to take yourself seriously enough to take this as the priority of the work you need to do instead of negating the value of respecting yourself, you can go to greenwealthlegacy.com/confidence to sign up for the class. And the magic happens when you show up live. This is where the transformation happened. This is where this year you start to understand that the way you're interacting with money is a reflection of your inner self. And I teach you how to create harmony within yourself so that you can take actions, aligned actions that bring calm, clarity, confidence, and control into your life so that money can start to feel fun. Okay, so either go to greenwealthlegacy.com/confidence to join me live, or go in the comments of this video and then you'll be able to see the link so that you can join us as well. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. All right, everyone. See y'all later.